According to a statement issued by Russia's foreign minister on Saturday, British Prime Minister Boris Johnson and numerous senior UK cabinet officials and MPs have been barred from entering Russia for their unprecedented aggressive acts in imposing sanctions over the Ukraine war. The full list of 13 British politicians on Moscow's so-called stop list includes Indian origin ministers such as UK Chancellor Rishi Sunak, Home Secretary Priti Patel, and Attorney General Suella Braverman, as well as Deputy Prime Minister Dominic Raab, Foreign Secretary Liz Truss, and Defence Secretary Ben Wallace. In response to the British government's unprecedented hostile actions, particularly the imposition of sanctions against top Russian Federation officials, a decision was made to include key members of the British government and a number of political figures on the Russian stop list. This measure was made in response to London's unrelenting information and political campaign aimed at international isolation of Russia, creating circumstances for the country's containment and strangulation of the domestic economy. In effect, the British leadership is purposefully exacerbating the situation in Ukraine by arming the Kyiv dictatorship and coordinating comparable NATO activities. London's instigation is likewise deplorable, which is putting pressure on not just its Western friends, but also other nations, to impose large-scale anti-Russian sanctions, which are both unnecessary and unhelpful. In reference to a series of economic sanctions imposed on Russia by the British government in recent weeks, the ministry accuses the British authorities of pursuing a Russophobic course, aimed at instilling a negative attitude toward Russia and reducing bilateral ties in almost all areas, which it claims is detrimental to the well-being and interests of British citizens. Any sanctions attacks will surely backfire on their perpetrators, resulting in a resounding rebuke. This list will be enlarged in the near future to include British politicians and lawmakers who contribute to fanning anti-Russian hysteria, pushing the collective West to use threat language in discussion with Moscow, and blatantly supporting the Kiev neo-Nazi administration. UK Transport Secretary Grant Shapps, Minister of Entrepreneurship, Energy and Industrial Strategy Kwasi Kwarteng, Minister of Digitalization, Culture, Media, and Sports Nadine Dorries, Minister for the Armed Forces James Heappey, First Minister of Scotland Nicola Sturgeon, and Conservative Party MP and former British Prime Minister Theresa May are among those on the stop list. In March, Moscow imposed a similar restriction on U.S. citizens. President Joe Biden in retribution for American sanctions imposed on the Kremlin over the Ukraine war. Boris Johnson has been at the forefront of rallying support for Ukraine, meeting with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky on a regular basis and visiting the conflict-torn territory.
To get more updates and news about the leaders of the world, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. We produce contents almost every day. So if you're looking for a place to gain more knowledge of what the leaders of different countries around the world are doing and what the heck is going on in their minds right now, you're in the right place. Thanks for watching and see you next time.